Well, when we think of Black history in Philadelphia, you might think of the 7th Ward in Society Hill in the early 1900s. W.E.B. Du Bois wrote about it, or Graduate Hospital, packed with people coming north in the 30s and the 40s and the Great Migration. But a new tour goes further back to the colonial times of the early 1800s. One of the earliest, most vibrant communities of almost 20,000 people sprang up along the cobblestones and the brick homes of Northern Liberties. This Sunday, Morgan Lloyd and Michiko Quinones will introduce people like Elizabeth McCormick.
She paid $50 for her own manumission. She later shows up at this house. She owns it.
Generations of McCormick's family lived in this house, entering a prosperous middle-class life. Her story is one of many that Lloyd and Quinones discovered in the 1838 census, the namesake for the social media accounts and website that they created 3 years ago, 1838 Metropolis.
We came to the conclusion that this shouldn't just sit in an archive, this shouldn't just sit in academia, we should make it as accessible as possible.
A worn step here and old bricks there tell a hidden story, a predominantly Black and free city within a city of what they call extraordinary ordinary people. Dignified folks who fought for equal rights while raising businesses, churches, and schools. It was also full of underground railroad stops, like the undertaker who hid the enslaved in her coffins. Among those inspired, a teenage, newly escaped Harriet Tubman.
When people say we're coming to the north, they're coming to this street. This is the north.
But the violence and damage of regular race riots led these families to leave.
I do feel a sense of sort of a little frustration when I find a home and I am like, oh, that person lived there. Why did they sell that house? Well, probably they needed to feel a greater sense of safety.
So the genesis of so much, from the first generation of teachers who ended up going to HBCUs to the Girls High grad who brought Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston to the world, touches right here in that neighborhood. If you missed that tour, check out the website for a self-guided version. Go to the 1838 website or to their social media presence. So much information there. It is incredible history all around us.
And you can feel it in the streets of Philadelphia. And I think the thing is, the past informs the present, but in order to bring it to the future, we have to keep telling the stories.
You know, as we get to the 250th year, I love the idea of so many different communities coming here. This is just the beginning. I'm looking forward to telling so many stories of so many different histories and communities that make up Philadelphia.
We're here to listen, Tim. Thank you.